Hi, Sam Roberts here from Roberts Geospatial. ProRaster version 2.2.07 has been released. This is an update for ProRaster Scientific, Premium and Essential. So on the updates page, you'll be able to find all the details of what's been changed. There are a number of bug fixes and there are some improvements. And I'll just take you through those in a moment, mainly around the user interface and around processing. Okay, so I have here ProRaster Premium on the right and ProRaster Scientific on the left. So in ProRaster Premium, you can see that we have these resource editor buttons here. This is the old interface. In ProRaster Scientific, those buttons are now found up here on these smaller buttons. Also the save and save as and export buttons, they've been moved up here in ProRaster Scientific. So that's cleared some space and allowed me to sort of distinguish between this area of the dialog, which is your rendering algorithm editing area, and these areas of the dialog where we have our multispectral Earth observation imagery controls and our raster processing controls. And that gives me some more space to put some more buttons in there in the future. Also on the property pages, these property pages for the algorithm, I've removed some of the properties that people will probably never edit, and I've simplified these property pages. For example, these color interpolation controls have been changed to make them easier to use. And there is an option that controls this. You go to the options dialog, there's a checkbox here called minimal UI controls. It's checked on by default, but if you want to see those old controls, you can turn that off. In ProRaster Scientific, there are some changes around these multispectral scene browser and the multispectral product browser. So here's the scene browser. Let me put that down there, and I'll bring up our product browser. So one of the complaints was that they're a bit hard to distinguish. They look basically exactly the same. Well, now the product browser is in grayscale, and also the functionality of the spreadsheet in the product browser has been restricted so that it's a bit easier to use. Also, these used to allow you to open multiple product and scene browser windows. I've restricted that now to just one, and if you want to bring one of the windows to the front, just click on the button and it will bring it up. And that makes it a little bit easier to find those windows once you've got multiple things open and different rendering algorithms and maps and so forth open. Up here on the open menu button, there's a new option here for recent rasters. So if you drag and drop a raster to display it, then it will be remembered and you'll be able to go back to it in the future. In processing, I just want to show you one thing. There's been a number of changes to some of these operations to make them simpler and more efficient. But in the export operation, when we export to an MRR, there's a new button here called Advanced Settings, and under that Advanced Settings button you'll find this dialog, and this just gives you some additional control over the MRR format, which has got some special capabilities, and mainly this is designed to allow you to store your data more appropriately, more efficiently, and to increase the compression of your data so that overall your file sizes are smaller and you've got more efficient MRRs. So there's some advanced options in there which you can apply when you're exporting some other raster format, probably a virtual raster, out to an MRR. So that's the new version of ProRaster 2.2.07. You'll get it automatically from the Microsoft Store, which will update it and install the new version on your computer. Thanks for watching.